If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, tap your head. If you want to hear a story, have a seat, have a seat. If you want to hear a story, here it goes. All right. Well, today I'm telling a very special story. And the name of this story is called Lily's Leprechaun Stew. Now, Lily was a very cute little leprechaun, and she loved to cook. So one day she decided to get out her pot, and she decided to gather all of the ingredients that she would put in her leprechaun stew. So she went over to the store and she found a banana, and she found an apple, and she found, do you know what that is? An eggplant, and she found, you know what that is? A cucumber, and last but not least, she found an orange. Well, she was pretty excited about her soup, and so she decided to get cooking. Now, she was really loving all of her cooking that she was doing. And now every time she would put something in her pot, she would sing a little song that went like this. Take an apple, put it in the pot, stir it, stir it, stir it a lot. Look inside and what do you got? And the most amazing thing would happen. Red steam would come out of her pot. And she thought, well, that is the most amazing thing that I have ever seen. So she thought, I'm going to try it with the orange. So she put in her orange into the pot and she sang her song. Take an orange, put it in the pot, stir it, stir it, stir it a lot. Look inside and what do you got? And what do you know? Out of her pot came an orange string. And it flew out of her pot into the air. Oh, she was so excited. She thought, this is so cool. So she does it again. And what do you think she did this time? The purple eggplant. So she sang her song. Take an eggplant, put it in the pot, stir it, stir it, stir it a lot. Look inside and what do you got? And what do you think came out? Purple came out, out, out. And she thought, that is amazing, but could this continue? So she put her very favorite fruit into this very cool pot. She put a banana in. Take a banana, put it in the pot, stir it, stir it, stir it a lot. Look inside and what do you got? The prettiest yellow you ever did saw. Whoa, she couldn't believe this color's just coming out of her pot. She thought, I'm going to try it one more time. So she did with her green cucumber. Here she goes. Take a cucumber, put it in the pot, stir it, stir it, stir it a lot. Look inside and what do you got? The prettiest green you ever did saw. Well, her stew was really starting to cook, and it was starting to create this really interesting steam. And steam is something that you can see coming off of a hot pot. Well, it looked like everything was starting to get pretty soft, so she thought, you know, I think I'm going to actually get a bowl and make myself a little bowl of soup. And so as she did, she heard a knock on her door. And she thought, who could that possibly be? They knocked and they knocked and they knocked. Well, she opened her door, and what do you know? It was all of her friends, and they said, Lily, Lily, you won't believe it. You have to come outside and look to see what's above your house. And Lily was like, what do you mean? So Lily opened her door and she went outside and she looked above her house, and look what she found. Up in the sky, it was a rainbow, and it was the colors of all of the things she had put in her pot. Remember the red? What was it? The apple. And do you remember the orange? What was that? The orange. Orange is orange. And how about the yellow? What made the yellow? Banana. And how about the green? What made the green? The cucumber. And the last one, the purple one, the eggplant. And it made a beautiful rainbow. And you can take your hand in the air and make a rainbow just like that. Now, my friends, there are rainbows in the sky that you might see at your house. And I want you to know, whenever you see a rainbow in the sky, that means that Lily the leprechaun is cooking up some more amazing leprechaun stew. And that's the story of Lily's leprechaun stew. I can't wait to try some leprechaun stew at my house. What did you think of the story? I have only told this a few times, and I was lucky enough to be able to tell it in person today, which added that extra element of being able to see how the kids responded. Now, what I did add to it is at the end, when we went through all the colors of the rainbow, I was able to ask them, now, what did she put in the soup that made it red? What did she put in the soup that made it green? And that just helped for some comprehension, which was fun to do. Now, the cucumber and the eggplant were two tricky vegetables, I think they're vegetables, that I put in there. But honestly, you can use any vegetable that's any, or fruit that's any certain color. I couldn't find blueberries and I didn't want to make it laminated, but you absolutely could. So that blue got left out, but they got the idea. So when you do this story, make it your own. Don't feel like you have to stick to the script. When I told it today, I wanted to make it more about like the steam coming out of the soup, or these different colors. So it's kind of evolving over time, I suppose, kind of like a recipe does. So I hope that you have fun telling Lily's leprechaun stew story.